going to try not to fall asleep here. I've been traveling for the past week, working out of town. Already had dentist. Can't do it. Can't do it. I refuse to do it. Conductor. Okay. Oops. I got to sharpen that. Conductor. Beauty salon. Already had beauty salon. Courtroom. Ha ha. Haven't had that one yet. And what is the abstraction? Gonna be loss of dignity. Okay. Goody gumballs. Couple different routes I can take with this potential humorous setup here. These oopsie, eye is upside down. Okay, is that better? A little better? Yeah, like that. Right, that's close. It's close enough for government work. Oh, that's right. I got fired. Whatever. How's that? No? I could do this all night. Yeah, just a little OCD. Not a severe case, but enough to be annoying myself, if to nobody else. All right, so aspect ratio. Oops. Let's not forget to start the time lapse. Did it start? Oh, I gotta turn the sound up. There we go. Whoa, it's too loud. Boy, I'm just... whoa. And then I hit the other wrong button. How about that? I want it to be loud enough to hear, but not so loud that I'm being drowned out. Although maybe that would not be such a bad thing. All right, I'm a little brain dead. What did I do with my knife? It's in my pocket as usual. Let's see here. So, conductor. I mean, there are different kinds of conductors. In the Gag Master wheel illustration, it sure looked like a train conductor, but specificity is in the eye of the beholder. So I think I'm actually going to do, since I had orchestra pit a few nights ago, I think I'm going to do like a band conductor, orchestra conductor. Also because maybe they're easier to draw than a train conductor. Slightly, possibly. Think of Leopold Stokowski or whatever his name is from Fantasia. Well, I did get a new, where is it? Oh, it's in my back pocket. I got a new Sharpie, so I'm excited about that. Chisel tip. Waiting for Gemma to get here. I don't know where she is. Gemma, didn't you hear me start? My little saboteur. Also, I have not unpacked yet from getting home, so I'm going to have to dig out a... Oh, yeah, I need that for sure. No, it's not my only spoon. I've also got this one! And a knife that still has peanut butter on it. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Woo. Okay. Oh, here it is. I want this one for sure. These two guys. Maybe I can create a little setup whereby the erasers shall keep that stuff in place. Okay, a regular pencil. Yeah, I got peanut butter on my Sharpie. Something jogged in my memory when I said that, but not far enough to actually recover the full nugget. Okay. Conductor, courtroom, loss of dignity. One thing nice about being completely physically exhausted is the only thing you have left is your brain. So it tends to like pick up the slack, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. But I'm usually a little more alert when I'm physically exhausted, but that's not always the case. I only got like 5 hours sleep last night, but then I did catch I didn't really get a full sleep on the ferry ride back, but I did take a little hour-and-a-half power nap as soon as I got home. So 14 inches by 12 is the aspect ratio here. Courtroom. There she is. There's my girl. I see you. Why? 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 Look at you getting all dirty. Huh? Why? Every night, Gemma. Every night. No break. No let up. Relentless. Living on the streets. You used to live on the streets. You want me to toss you back out there? Huh? Is that what you want? Hmm? Is your goal to totally torment me? Hmm? You're doing a good job. You're doing such a good job. You are. I'm going to give you the boot, Gemma. Up. What you doing? What you doing? The noisy neighbor. The return of the noisy neighbor. The only way I can get away from that family is to actually leave town for a few days. How do you spell overture? All right, this is turning out to be a weird one. I don't know how I feel about this. And why did I put these dots here? Oh, I did that. Okay. Yeah, I had to travel a couple times in the past week and a half. I was in Avon for 2 days in the Outer Banks. And then I had to go work on Ocracoke Island for longer. So it's good to be home, back at the drawing board. even though I'm a little rusty. I did a couple Procreate drawings while I was on Ocracoke for the Gag Master Challenge number 21 and 22, I believe. What you doing, Gemma? You coming down to sabotage, aren't you? Yes, I hear you. I knew you were going to come down. I knew it. I felt a disturbance. Oh. Well, I'm loving the new Sharpie, but I am definitely rusty when it comes to, and I only missed a few nights, and I can't spell overture. So really, there might be a lot more going on than just what I'm talking about. I just don't know. It could be serious brain damage. I didn't trip and hit my head or anything, except last year I did. April 24th last year of 2024. But maybe it was just took a while for the actual damage to, I don't know. Evidence, right? Yeah, I don't know what it is. This red pencil doesn't like to erase. Maybe this eraser will do better. Slightly. Okay, that's better. I should have used the blue or regular pencil. When will I learn? When will I learn? Definition of insanity, repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Don't know what the problem is. Something is seriously wrong. It's time to have someone investigate. Besides myself, I'm not qualified. Can you really sit in judgment of yourself? Well, maybe nobody else is qualified. Maybe that's why some people are perpetual losers, because they deem themselves not worthy. They are not worthy. And the act or art of manifestation is practiced by those who get to a point where they're like, you know what? I'm tired of being a nobody, loser, do nothing, boo hoo hoo, woe is me, pity party kind of person. Or as Droopy would say, a pity party person. Why, that's illuminating. Sheds light even. To hear Droopy and Snagglepuss together. Are they from the same universe? Well, they should meet if they haven't already. Droopy is Walter Lantz, right? And Snagglepuss is Hanna-Barbera. So, yeah, they couldn't, probably haven't met. some of the Droopy cartoons were directed by one of the all-time greats in the early era of animation, the heyday, the golden age of animation. Tex Avery did some of the funniest. He was the king of exaggeration. Eyeballs bursting out and tongues unfurling and rolling a country mile in sync with horns honking. I still don't really know what this one's going to say. I didn't, again, I'm working on with a time constraint here, but still, I maybe should have, instead of just jumping right in to the swimming pool, maybe I should have tested the temperature of the water first and felt things out. But impulsiveness is both a inhibitor or a or a detriment, I should say, and maybe also an asset in other cases. But here it would be the former. I definitely jumped the gun. Mother Superior jumped the gun. Mother Superior jumped the gun. So what can pull this all together would be, and it's probably doesn't have a chance in hell of being like hysterically funny, but it might be salvageable if I can think or thunk the proper description to go in this box down yonder. Down yonder on the southern portion of the ephemera. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Oh, I've got to somehow tie this into a loss of dignity. Righto. What's this judge's name? I need it turns out that a lot of these Gag Master cartoons that I've done so far, there's like a name associated with the profession. So I had like a Dr. Bob, I had Sea Captain Eli, the Buzzkill Miss Brown, the librarian, and what that does by naming the person who holds the occupation, it allows me the chance to create an associated song with, whoa, racer, jumping off. He said he couldn't take it anymore. You know what? Maybe I'm trying to fight this too much. Maybe the way to do this is to do red, because the red didn't want to erase, and it was predominantly on the these two foreground characters. So now I'm thinking, finally, I don't know if it's inside the box, outside the box, or if a box is even involved. But coloring these characters red shall solve that one problem. Trying to create separation, a little bit of separation. Yeah, that brand new chisel tip Sharpie definitely helps. It's a morale booster is what it is. It not only does it like create that sharper, cleaner line, but it's allowing me to get my mojo back as far as the lettering, because I've been screwing the pooch, and I'm really a cat guy. And I won't sully this by using a cliche related to felines. So some things are better left to the imagination of the viewer. That's why some of the old classic films from like the 30s and 40s were so great. Those writers, you know, they were operating, or they were working in an era where you couldn't get away with doing as much. So with that limitation, it actually allowed them to stretch a certain kind of elasticity of thought that then enabled them to write these clever innuendos, which implied things to the viewer and made it even funnier than had they just come right out and said something, you know? I don't know what it is with this is like the 4th or 5th time since I've been doing Gag Master that I've hit a female with this sort of 80s, 90s hairstyle. So apologies to that decade. I try not to think of that era as often as possible. But as you can see, it emerges on some subconscious level, subterranean homesick level. Subterranean homesick level. Yes, I shall drink this coffee after I use. It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, right? Dang it, I'm a bachelor. I can do whatever I want. Oopsie. Didn't mean to. Yeah, this wash layer doesn't actually necessarily make anything better either. But when you're not happy with the work, you're desperate to try just about anything to correct it. So that's where I'm at. I was surfing the internet, watching some YouTubes on the ferry ride this morning, and one of my, you know, how you subscribe to certain, well, one of my subscription feeds had posted that it was a big announcement that there's going to be a new album by my all-time favorite band from the 1990s. Yes, the 90s. An era where most of the music I found somewhat embarrassing. Like, I do like some Nirvana, but geez Louise, what a bunch of whiners. REM was another band that just annoyed me. They whined all the time. Just that entitlement from that generation was like, we didn't do anything great. We're all a bunch of losers and drug addicts, and there's no point in living. We should just kill ourselves, blah, blah, blah. But my favorite band from that period was very upbeat, very creative in their content. It was all over the map. It wasn't just la, 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 one note, you know. Unfortunately, the front man did die from a heroin overdose. And that was only after several albums had been made and created this massive void. And the band, the two surviving members, worked in other bands and reformed a group in the mid 2000s that was more like a tribute band or like a Beatlemania type band doing their own former stuff with a different front man. But anyway, then something interesting happened in 2023, and that was the son of the dead front man, who had been doing his own music in different bands, had this sort of awakening and confronted his uncles and said, hey, you know, I think I'm ready to pick up the mantle, and maybe we should try touring and doing some of the classic stuff. So they did, and they did Coachella, and they did a bunch of other festival gigs and traveled the country briefly last year. And now they're going to release the first brand new material album from Sublime, except Bradley Nowell is not the front man. His son, Jacob Nowell, is the new front man, playing with the original drummer Bud Gaw and Eric Wilson, the original bass player, his uncles, basically. So it's kind of a really unique thing in all of music. It's never happened before. It got me thinking too, like, wow, what if like the sons and daughters of all the greatest dead band member bands all got together? So like, what if Julian Lennon and Sean Lennon got together with Jacob Nowell and the sons and daughters of some of the other great died too young, died too soon personalities? And now I'm obligated to have a sip. But I'm stoked because the album is supposed to be slated for a summertime release, or at least they're going to release a couple singles in the summer, and then more than likely the actual full album of new material. Plus, it'll be like new material plus reworking some of Bradley's demo tape recordings that were never turned into Sublime songs because he passed away before they could get back into the studio to create their fourth album. So there was all this material he left behind, some of which is on the internet. It's on YouTube already. Just him strumming an acoustic, singing. It's like, the actual process of creating, where he'll play for 30 seconds or so and then start over and then rework, the lyrics or rework the chords a little bit. Really interesting. I'm always interested to see the process, which is kind of what you're watching right now, if there's anybody watching right now. If not, if you're a future watcher, then you're just straight up stalking. You're a stalker. But objection overture, evidence denied. So how do we pull this all together now is the bazillion-dollar question. I think I need a blue pencil to do it. I don't see any other color in the spectrum that could really possibly save the day like the color blue. So let's give her a sharpen. Objection overture, evidence denied. Loss of dignity. Oh, I know. I know what it can say. Okay. And the thing is it plays off of this loss of dignity idea. Judge O'Neill. How do you spell demoted? And also, where's that white eraser? Here it is. Okay. When demoted, judge lost. It's composed. Video conducts law. Okay. Oh yeah, I've been conducting my own little orchestra in my shorts here. It was a short opera. I hit all the right notes and condensed them into one. Okay. Is it the best that it could be? I don't know. Could I do better? Absolutely. Do I have an excuse? I don't. Does anyone feel victimized? I'm sure. Is there an eraser that could possibly take care of blue or red? I don't know, but I'm certainly going to Google it. Could have sworn it was working like last week. Just another possible sign that I've slipped into another alternate universe, which happens from time to time. And don't get me started. Okay, so we had our Gag Master Challenge criteria. Is conductor, who happens to be a judge. Courtroom, well, there's just the barest. I didn't feel like drawing like a whole courtroom, so this is a close-up shot. It's the best I can do. Loss of dignity. So the loss of dignity part is that the judge is now a conductor. I don't know why he's crying unless that's makeup, but Judge O'Neill conducts lost dignity, demoted from superior to inferior court. Just the idea that maybe there's this other judiciary branch that's not superior, but in fact inferior. Maybe that's the joke. And I don't know if it's funny or not. I don't know. I just don't know. But it is what it is. It's done. I can't change it. So, c'est la vie. Tomorrow will be another challenge. We'll see what we get. And maybe redeem ourselves if this one didn't, if it fell flat or wasn't funny in any way, shape, or form, then I apologize. But I'm going to keep trying, like a shark. Just got to keep moving forward. And otherwise, water will get into my gills and I'll drown. So that's all I can do. On your mark, get set, end stream. Yep, let's do it.